Officer still stands for time? No. Offender in custody?
Good morning, everybody. Oh, it's so cold. Brr, I got this snow going behind me. Oh, it's so freezing cold. Good morning. I thought it'd be festive to have a little blue neon snowflakes falling in the background. So, good morning, everybody. And I got a special surprise, too. So, whoever's in here in the beginning of the show, y'all are lucky because we got a surprise for you. And somebody is going to get something, but we'll do it here in a second. We'll say what's up to everybody. Jacqueline, ticket number 3. Thank you, Kid Kitty. Thank you for hopping in. Katrina, ticket number 4. My lead, ticket number 4. Uh-oh. You turds, Detective Golden, ticket number 7. Maybe one of them got 3, but they hit like at the same time. Could be. Caddy, ticket number 8. Thank you. Uh-oh. She swiped number 1 a long time ago. Ooh. Maybe she might be the lucky winner. We'll see. Y'all get to see. I just found this out last night. We're doing it this morning. Normally people wait until like the middle or the end, but I'm going to go ahead and do it in the beginning of the show because it's like, you know what? For everybody that showed up right away, even with the buggy notifications and such, why not reward the people that are just hopped in right now? So we're going to do that when I get through all these. It's so cool. Ticket number 9. Thank you, Cherry Cherry. What's up, Devil Doll? How are you? What's up, Anna? PPP fan. There's the gentleman, Grizz. What's up, buddy? What's up, Nevada? Good morning. Architect for the music. Good morning, Yvette. Is that 140? I could definitely go sub to this man. We got some stuff. I have to actually, I need to like get to the actual like other work that I have to do too. Oh, and I'm going to try and redo my setup today too after the show's over. So how do you get a ticket number? Thank you for becoming a member, Yvette. Appreciate that. Check out the OJ25 that we just started, and that's going to be going through probably February or March. So you'll get to enjoy those. Every Sunday, 1 o'clock Central, OJ25, our multi-part series that we're going to have. Plus, we're going to have a whole bunch of other stuff after that as well. It was good times. We had Silky Southern Tea and Yoli up on panel on Sunday for that one. What's up, Tammy? Good morning. Thank you for hopping in. Dell Computers and Las Vegas Spa Resort. It has pool in the room. My commercials on CJ. Damn. All right. ShamWow's coming, though. You know ShamWow's coming. And I hate it. I don't even want the damn things on there. Oh, I hope you all feel better. Anybody that's sick. Kelly, Dre, anybody that's sick. Caddy. What's up, Knowledge is Power? Thank you for hopping in. There's so much sickness bugs out there right now. Summer, thank you. Ticket number 23. So many bugs out there. Oh, and then you keep hearing, let's head to Vegas. ShamWow. You know what's coming. I just haven't swore yet. All right, we're going to try this out here. So, give me one moment while we switch it up. I'll be right back. And get your hashtag PPP ready. Don't put it in yet. Just get it ready. All right. So, this right here is what the winner is going to get this morning. So, we're going to try something new. All right. We're going to try something new. And then you can email me the details or whatever, and you can get a coffee cup if you choose. So we're going to try this. This is a new thing from StreamYard. All right. It's a giveaway tool. All right. StreamYard giveaway tool. So hold on one second. All right. So, if you want to enter to win the coffee cup, hashtag PPP in chat. What's up, KW10? This is something new that came out from StreamYard. It's a giveaway tool. I don't know, Detective Golden. StreamYard said that they have a lot of updates coming out through the month of December. Let's hope. StreamYard says they have a lot of updates coming out through the month of December. This is one of the new features that they added. So I was like, you know what? I don't even know let's give away a coffee cup because I love coffee. We have the Evil CJ Show coffee cups. Why not just give away a coffee cup? So if you want to enter for a coffee cup, go ahead and hashtag PPP in chat. And we got 10 entries so far. We'll go ahead and I'll give it a timer of another 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So when we reach 20 minutes of the show, am I going to keep disappearing today? When we reach 20 minutes of the show, I shouldn't anymore with this new setup that I'm going to have, because I actually, like right now, I've been just using a black sheet on my wall for my green screen. But I've had an actual green screen since before I left for the Idaho trip. And it's like, okay, today I need to get that thing put together. It's like a 10 by 10 green screen, I think. But I'm like, I need to put that thing together. I need to take the 3 or 4 hours, just do the whole freaking room, set it up, do the whole thing. Just get it done, get the green screen up there. So after this, colors like this, I shouldn't be disappearing anymore. What's up, Gloria? Thank you for hopping in. If anybody would like to enter to win, this is a new feature from StreamYard, the StreamYard giveaway. If anybody would like to win this coffee cup, when we do this, all you have to do is hashtag PPP in chat. There's 50 seconds, and then I'm just going to hit go. And we'll see what happens. Amazon. It's like 10 by 10. 10 by 8, something like that. It's huge. All right, we got 25 seconds. I know, I was surprised too, because I had the black sheets up from before I did the green screen. And then one day I tried it and I was like, oh shit, it works? I'm like, well shit, But now it's gotten to the point where I need to do... What's up, Senny? Anybody that wants to try and enter to win this coffee cup, it's a new StreamYard feature, giveaway feature. All you have to do is hashtag PPP in chat, and then you're entered, and then it'll select whoever live on show. So yeah, but now that we're going to be introducing music and arts and all that stuff more, I need more room, and so I gotta like totally, like my setup the way it is right now, it's not even going to exist anymore, because it's like totally going to be changed. Like everything in this room is going to be moved. So it's going to be a completely different setup, but that's why it's going to take 3 or 4 hours. But I'm going to try and knock it out right after we get done with this show today. I'm going to get to work on getting the whole setup done so I can still be back by tonight. All right, so we'll go ahead. What's up, Dawn Marie? Thank you for hopping in. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and hit the draw button. We'll see what happens. Oh, look at that. It shows who's going to win right on the... Oh, who is it? Yvette Clifton is the winner of the coffee cup. So if you'd like to, go ahead and email me, evilcj@gmail.com, and then go ahead and let me know. Thank you, Yvette. And I appreciate you for becoming a member today as well. So congratulations, Yvette. The first Evil CJ Show coffee cup winner. And I think we might have to make this a thing, right? Give away coffee cups. And then we're going to have to definitely use this for Christmas and the New Year. Yes, congratulations. That is so cool, right? Oh my god, oh my god, I never win. You won. Oh, and here it is right here. The red and blue. It's got the red and the blue Evil CJ, and I think there's like another color on there too. I think it's 3 logos that surround the coffee cup all the way around. I think it's red, blue, and green. The Evil CJ Show coffee cup. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. I was like, you know what? I found that out last night. I was like, we got to give something away. I got to do it in the beginning of the show. So thank you all who showed up at the beginning. Normally the giveaways come at the end, right? Nope. This one, we did it right in the beginning. So thank you all for hopping in, hanging out, and being a part. So that was so cool. Thank you. All right, now let's get to the topic at hand. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of start doing this because there's so many things. There's so many things that are on Twitter, you know, and it's so hard. I do too, Kelly. I think it's freaking awesome. And then it goes through and I don't have to, it shows who wins. It's right on the screen. It shows your YouTube thing on there. It's so cool. We're going to do it. You know what? Let's do one tonight too. Let's do one tonight. We'll do one tonight. I'm not going to tell you when we're going to do it though. You guys were lucky. You jumped in right away. It was something new. Hey, let's celebrate you. But tonight, I think we're going to have to give away another coffee cup. I think I might have to make some new coffee cups too. So you know what? I think what I'm going to do is that while I'm doing my setup, I'm going to think about, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a peace, positivity, and progress coffee cup. And we'll have that for the giveaway tonight. A peace, positivity, and progress coffee cup. Yeah, we'll do that. It is a very cool feature. That too. So who wants to play you know, who wants to be on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Type in A5. Hashtag A5. Brrr, boom. Next contestant. That is a great idea. I just have a coffee cup with your latte face. Oh. I wish. Well, right now it's another company that makes the coffee cups, but once I get the stuff, because I'm working on the hoodies and the t-shirt right now. And then once I get into the coffee cups there, because I'm definitely going to be cutting out this other company, because really I only get like I think a buck or two off a coffee cup. It's not very much, and they're kind of expensive, you know. So it's like, why? I hate charging that much. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind the $1 or $2. I don't mind that. I do mind how much it gets charged. I would like to cut that out, you know. That's really, they should be like $5 or $6. You know what I mean? Like they shouldn't even be 10 or 15. it should be like $5 or $6 for a damn coffee cup, you know? So once I get to that, I think it'd be cool to like, yeah, there's all sorts of things that we could do at that point. But with this company, I'm kind of limited. So that's why I don't even promote it that much when it comes to the store. I mean, you could definitely go to the store if you'd like and you can check it out. But basically, anything that you see on this store is what I'm going to be making. And then I have all my other t-shirt ideas that'll be coming out in the future. But if you want to have an idea of some of the stuff that will be available, these are all pictures of t-shirts that will be available. The Don't Be a Pothole, Be Pavement t-shirt, 150%. Peace, Positivity, Progress. You can have customized shirts with your, like Dre. Here's a shirt with Dre's logo on there. It's got a little Dre with a butterfly on there. That was a shirt. There's hats. There's all sorts of different things. But like I said, a CGA's Angel coffee mug. You can get a sticker. There's so many different things. But all this stuff is going to be like available like way cheaper. You know what I mean? Like these hoodies, they're not going to be $45. It's not that. That's the reason why I kind of went with that route, trying to do it myself, is because it's like these prices, man. No, these prices ain't cool. Not in this economy, So it's like, yo, let's cut the prices out. Let's still produce it. I still want to have my own t-shirt stuff. So, and coffee mugs, because I love coffee. All right, but yeah, Peace, Positivity, and Progress coffee cup. We'll give that away in tonight's show. We'll do that, but I'm just going to surprise you. I'll just, out of the blue, I'll just be like, all right, it's giveaway time. It could be in the beginning, the middle, the end, whatever. But back to. So a lot of the times, there's a lot of stuff that I don't get to show from Twitter because there's so much stuff that's going on, right? But there's a couple things. We got Crime Talk with Corinne. She's got an episode number 2 that we're going to check out today. Shout out to her. News like Brian Laundrie told his parents that she was gone and that he needed a lawyer. We all kind of figured that, but it's like shocking to have actual confirmation about it. And then there's some good stuff like right here, Lulabelle. Shout out to Lulabelle. I'm going to go ahead and share this. This is her post. She's actually been kind of sharing some stuff about the university and the Phoenix deal on Twitter. So I want to say thank you to her for doing that, because not very many people are talking about that deal that's going to be coming up soon. But right here, I thought this was a cool video, because when we're talking about the lighting and all that other stuff, it's like, it's kind of hard to show everybody or explain anything. And because they took this feature away now where you can't walk around in the house anymore, all you get is photos. Speaking of, I do need to find my old episodes. 1 second. I need to find my old episodes of us walking through there so I could make clips out of it. Since they don't make it available anymore for us to be able to walk through the house, you know what? I think I might have a highlight. But that's one thing. We can go back to old videos and then we can just make edit clips out of it and then still have it, But I thought this was cool because we can't do it anymore, and I can't explain it, and I can't show it because it's not available anymore, except for a picture where it shows it is like this right here. But I thought this was cool because Lula Bell actually had the video wherever she got it. I'm not sure. I don't see a source, and I don't even see a source on screen. It must be hers. But it shows looking around as if it was dark. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, it is. It's worth it to have it cheaper. I don't like charging people that much with this economy. It's a bunch of shit. You know, just for trying to support the show. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to have like a t-shirt of the month where it's like, you know, fucking $10. $9. I don't know. Like a t-shirt of the month. What's up, dog fan? How you doing? I appreciate the kind words. But I thought this was cool because, like, hey, this is a walkthrough at night. Now, when I was there, it is so damn dark. I'm telling you right now, that little good vibe light sign, if you can look, you can tell. Now, I think it's because it's supposed to be a rendition, okay? Because if you look beyond, so you look, see how it's supposed to have DM's door cracked, right? So if anybody thinks that there's no way that DM had the door cracked, please look. The door, that's how somebody sees somebody walking through the hallway, is when you see that little light between the two dark spaces that's supposed to be a door and a door frame, all right? That's how somebody sees it. When I say that, that's the good vibe light sign is illuminating somebody's eyebrows, and that's how somebody looking through a cracked door, right, would see somebody's eyebrows lit up, is from the good vibe light sign there as you're walking through that entrance. Now, what I want you to pay attention and understand is see how you do see the crack of the door cracked open, and you see the hall, the stairs that are going upstairs, you see the walls, right? They're not that lit up, okay? It's dark as shit. It's dark as shit. I'm telling you, it was starting to get dark after 4 o'clock when I was there a few weeks ago. It was starting to get dark at 4. When it's freaking 2 in the morning, no. Okay? So I want you to understand, when we're looking at this picture, it's a rendition. It's trying to show you perspective, okay? It's trying to show you perspective. This is where the door's cracked. This is where but really, at that point in time, at that time of night or morning, no, you're not going to see the crack in the door because there's no light coming from behind it, okay? There is no light source. You're not going to see any reflection of any light because there is no light source that is on. So that's why somebody wouldn't see the door being cracked. That good vibe light sign is showing the illumination of eyebrows. You're not going to see the walls going towards the stairs. It's a rendition. It's meant to give you perspective. But you have to keep in mind, all of this is dark. The only thing that is illuminated is anything that is illuminated from the sliding glass door, which isn't going to be much. You got those Christmas light bulbs hanging out there. Okay? That's not going to give reflection behind the crack, which is not going to expose DM cracking the door. And the only other light source is the good vibe light sign. You're not going to see behind. You're not going to see the wall and the stairs. You're not going to see the light source behind the crack in the door. You might see the light source coming in from the screen door, coming into the kitchen, and maybe reflecting a little bit. It's so dark though. So I'm going to get to chat real quick. I was kind of explaining that, and then we're going to play it. Shout out to Lula Bell on Twitter. Here again is the link to this post. Definitely worth a heart and a retweet. And then we're going to play it. It is freaky, is it not? Yeah. And I can show you guys that picture too. And maybe we should go to that picture and I'll show you guys and then you can see, because we'll have a good idea of what the reflection of the inside would have been. Or big eyes. You know what I'm saying? But that's how, everybody's like, there's no way. Yeah, there is. I think the good vibe light sign was a cute, quote, cute nightlight for the change in elevation in that step. Instead of having a nightlight plugged into the wall, you just throw a neon sign up there and it lightly lights up. But if you have those kind of neons, trust me, my coffee neon, it was so damn bright. I had to paint black over the top of the letters just to like dim it down because it was so bright. If anybody remembers what's up, Remy? When I first got my coffee neon light for the show, it was so damn bright you couldn't see it. And then one day I had to spend like an hour and I had to use my paints and I had to paint over the sign so that way the light came out from the sides of the letters. and then you guys could read coffee. Before then it was just this blue and red light and nobody could tell what it was. These things are pretty bright. They really are. They really are. They're not bright to light up a whole room, but they're really bright, like within 5 feet of that thing. It does get off quite a bit of light. All right, so let's play this here. So that's looking around the room. And then this is, where's this? A bedroom? It's so hard to tell. Oh, okay, the hallway. All right, now let me get that picture and I'll show you guys that picture. Where is it? Where did it go? There it is. Okay, let me see here. Wow, that's pretty lit up. But were they, I don't know, were they lit up when let's see, here we go. Were they lit up like that when they were in bed though? Happy holidays to you too. Thank you. That's lit up pretty well. I wouldn't see those being on. Do you think those would? Where's the couch? Oh, there it is. That's the StreamYard thing was blocking it. Let me move it over here. Couch is right there. And then the stool's laying on the ground. So what is this? The first night? The first night after? You think they were always on? Could be. Man. Look at how much light those are giving off. That's a lot. Wow. And when... Hold on a minute. Jeez, and when you're looking at... Let me pull up some pictures here. Let me see. Let me see what this one... Wow. Let me see. Oh my gosh. So when you're... Damn, that's crazy. So when you're parked... So this is where the blue car's parked on Google Guy. Man. So if that area is lit up that much, just sitting in your vehicle, look. Just sit, it's basically the same. It's almost the same minus the tree. So if you go about right here, dude, you could see, wow, you could see everything. You could see everything in the fucking kitchen and you didn't even have to get out of your car. You could tell if somebody locked the fucking door. You could literally see if somebody locked the damn door, and then if you have like binoculars. Oh my gosh, if you had binoculars. That tree, there's no that tree's not blocking shit. It's blocking houses. You can look, you can see who's coming up this damn road from here. You can literally see if a car is... Holy fuck. You can literally see if a car is coming in or out here. You can literally look towards the middle and see if a car's coming from the other side of the apartment building. You can look to your right and you can see if a car's coming from your right. But most just from... Look at this. What the fuck? From right here, you can literally see who's coming, not only on King Road, but also on Taylor. On Taylor. Look at this right here. You got... I'm sorry for the fuzziness. Just imagine you have binoculars. You can literally see somebody coming from Taylor, King Road, and at the same time have on both screen doors, and really you could... Oh, thank you so... I appreciate you so much. Thank you for all your hard work and your efforts for the community, Brittany J. Thank you so much. 100% that parking lot. Right. That's why when I... Because, like, I've always been... Because I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Like, when I've said this blue car on Google guy... Here, let me show this real quick. Oh, man. Yeah, thank you so much for your hard work. I'll drop your channel here in a second. So this is what I was talking about here. See that blue car? So, because that's what I was saying. Like, whoever, it would just... You, like, when you park back here, it just makes sense, right? And then that's why when I did the drive, and then I parked there and took that photo. That was one of the main reasons, was because it's like, man, that the view... Man, just imagine with binoculars too. You don't even have to get out of your damn car. And it was crazy because when I went into this parking lot, I just looked like another car. You know, I'll take you... Let me see here. I'll show it in the daytime. I know we usually showed it at night. Let me show you in the daytime. Behind the property. Let's see here. I think it's this when I go into the property. Sorry for the sound. All right. I think it's this when I go into the property. Let me see here. Yeah, there's Sigma Chi. Yeah, this is the one I go to the property in the daytime. No, I appreciate you, Brittany. Thank you so much. Let me get your link here. Oh, what's up, Angel? Every time I go down this road, this is where the heart started pumping. Not even on Taylor. Definitely go sub if you're not. Great work over there. Let me get rid of my banner too. You'll see what I mean when I go to the back of the parking lot, especially in the daytime. Usually I showed it at night. This day footage though, you'll see what I mean. This parking lot. What's up, Melissa? This parking lot was, nobody would know it, even if your car wasn't normal. And look at all these vehicles. You think somebody, that's what I'm saying. It was so scrunched when I went there and went there myself. It was like, yo, when I'm looking at it on videos, even on this video, you guys probably can't even feel the scrunch that you feel when you're actually there, because the videos, it just doesn't do it justice. Allegedly, Brittany J, the ladder was still there a couple weeks ago, same spot. Can you believe that shit? The ladder's still there. That too, especially if they used 1122 or 1112 in the PCA. But look at this parking lot. It's nonchalant. This is nonchalant. Let me get rid of that too. Oh, it doesn't take away anything. Yeah, it's nonchalant parking. I mean, it's nothing. And then when you're back here.
Okay, you're back.
Hold on 1 second. Let me rewind it. And then you're back here. It's like, and then I'll show you leaving in the daytime. It's nonchalant. Like, you could literally sit right there where the blue car's parked, and nobody. It is. It's so scary. It's so scary. And when I drove there and I parked there, I sat there and I was like, I'm looking over to the left. You can see Sigma Chi. You can see the road. See all this over here. And really, you're blocked in. And when you go at night, I mean, I've showed you guys the difference between headlights and no headlights, in front of headlights, and the shit is crazy difference from what you can actually see in front of you and then nothing. It's just a nonchalant parking lot. Okay, thank you. Yeah, on Discord. Appreciate that. And I want to show you guys, since we have this footage here, I want to show you guys when they're talking about these damn tire tracks. What's up, Richards? When they're talking about these damn tire tracks, the tire tracks they were investigating weren't even the right ones. Because this is where the tire tracks would be. Not right here. At the corner where the momentum changes in the vehicle, not down the hill, because nobody is going to sit there and gun it right here. Nobody is going to sit there and gun it right here, because you don't even know who's coming up Queen Road. You don't even know who's coming up Queen Road. You can't see it. Everything else is blocking it. until you see somebody coming past 11:12, that's when you would see, unless you see lights. But here's the thing that you have to understand: when you're at this angle driving this way, you're not going to see the headlights on the road because it's not a flat road. The road goes up at an angle. The headlights are going to go this way. They're not going to go this way. It's at this angle. Headlights are going to go this way. You're not going to see a reflection of headlights until after the vehicle is past 11:12. After that point, if you're at a high rate of speed, you're either hitting that car, you're hitting the dumpster, or you're hitting the telephone pole after that at a high rate of speed. There was no way in hell I was going to go any faster than I was, because look at how close I already got to the damn dumpster already. And you're telling me somebody's pulling this corner at a high rate of speed when they can't see shit? Fuck, you might fly off and hit that house. Or you go at a high rate of speed, you lose control, and you hit the telephone pole. And somebody's not going to gun it like Marty McFly in the DeLorean right here, trying to hit 88 mile an hour before they get to that tree or house. It's not happening. You're not gunning it here to give yourself tire tracks for them to look at, because you can't see the cars that are coming this way, and you got to make this turn too. Do you want to hit that telephone pole? Do you want to hit those houses or those vehicles? Do you really want to try and make that turn at a high rate of speed? No. You don't. There is not enough room. I'm telling you, I barely even had enough room. Like that whole route, as soon as I came, not here, but as soon as I turned on Queen Road, and I even went around those apartment buildings, whether it was the parking lot, whether it was driving through the apartment buildings, even the parking lot at Linda Lane, no matter where I was at, once I got on Queen Road and I drove anywhere that I could drive over there, I felt there was not enough room for barely even one car. And then when I'm driving through, especially at nighttime when I went through Linda Lane as well, that was like, okay, I hope nobody is coming this other direction, because when you're going in Linda Lane, you're driving in from Queen Road, the cars are going like you're coming from Queen Road into the apartment complex. And then when you're driving around and you're going around the other side to the parking lot in the back, the cars aren't parked like you're leaving that way. They're parked like you're coming in that way too. So it's like, which way's the exit? Which way's the entrance? There's no markings. There's not enough space. If somebody pulls up next to you, somebody's going to have to back up. There's no way that two cars can fit. And there's no way that two cars can even really fit down this road either. It may look like it, but I'm telling you, when you're there, no. It's so scrunched. It's so scrunched. And then with how dark it gets behind the property, sitting at 11:20 behind 1122, where this blue car is, that's the spot. That picture, you can overlook everything. You got the road. I mean, and shit, if the house is as lit up as that picture with those bulbs, man, you could see everything. You could see if somebody you could have literally watched the DoorDash be delivered if it was up there. We've heard stories about it being delivered on the first floor. If it was up there, you could have seen it. With the windows, you can see when somebody's going to bed. You could see when somebody is freaking hanging out in the kitchen, and if you were ballsy enough and you wanted to get out of your vehicle, because I took some other photos as well, you want to be ballsy enough and get out of your vehicle, you could literally, with how dark it was back there and how nobody, if you're dressed in black, I'm telling you right now, if I went there and I was dressed in black and I fucking got out and I sat down, just sat down, next to that big tree that I have a picture of, nobody would have known. This right here. If I would have sat down next to this tree over here, or even sat down a little bit into more of the brush, nobody would have seen me. It's so dark. Now, with those lights lit up right there, if they were lit up like that, well, then damn straight somebody's seeing you. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe if your face got some reflection. But I mean, hell, let's be honest, you'd have to have tinted windows, no? Because even though I went there the same time when the crime took place, there was people from the apartment complex that were coming and going. In fact, there was you'll see a green car in some of my footage. You'll see like a neon green car. That car, that night that I was there taking the footage, the person in that green car actually sat there and like was all weirded out for a second because I was sitting there in my vehicle. I had my computer in the passenger seat. I was kind of going through some work that I was doing, and I was getting ready to get some footage and stuff. And, you know, they were kind of creeped out. So there's people coming and going that late. So if somebody was sitting in their vehicle and they didn't have tinted windows like Koberger didn't, even if they're dressed in black, somebody's with the light that was coming from here and somebody that would be pulling in or leaving or even parked next to you, because that green car was parked next to this spot. It was like their preferred spot. I don't know. But I noticed most of the time when I went there, the green car would be parked in that same spot right off to the right of where I'm parked. Then somebody might have. But I don't see how you would, unless you're like kneeling next to your car and you're hoping somebody doesn't come out to theirs. There was definitely traffic, though, around that time with that parking lot. So those are pretty damn bright lights. Really. It was a lot brighter than what I thought. I mean, I remembered there being, you know, the bulbs and stuff, but it seems a lot brighter than what I thought. It's no outlet. I have to pass the house again. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe in the very beginning of this case, I brought up the idea of somebody being on a bicycle. About somebody being on a bicycle. But when they arrested Koberger, I just kind of, I don't know, I was like, well, I guess that's not. Because I thought on the bike, I think, oh, this is right, on a bicycle, the route I was thinking they might have took, I think, was like, what was it? I think the bicycle route was like, let me see. Because there's like a path. Yeah, right up here. So it was like, yeah, like the bicycle route was like, you know, from here, and they came up to here, and then they took a path that led them down right in front of the administrative building. So it was like they had the bicycle, they had like the bike back here in a backpack or whatever, This was like in the very beginning. They had a bicycle, backpack, and then they hopped on the bike and kind of cut up here and then went down here and then kind of went this way and then came around campus, and then really you blend in even if it is 3 or 4 in the morning. If you're a student that's bundled up, you're just going to blend in anyway, right? And then they rode their bike back to student housing. Because to me, the reason I said that they rode their bike back to student housing is because in the very beginning, to me, I felt like it was it made more sense that it was like a jealous student. So to me, it was like, well, you already had some person. Right. 12 times is not knowing it, for sure. And you're not pulling up like Joe Dirt delivering a pizza for the first time either. I mean, you can go to the video DoorDash or Stakeout or whatever. And I give you a sarcastic rendition of somebody getting lost trying to deliver a DoorDash for the first time. And I play it out with video, so you can kind of put yourself in that position and go, yeah, I probably would do the same thing. Yeah, you get that's what that too. I just thought like that path was, but yeah, in the very beginning, before anybody was arrested or there was any, to me, it was like, the person, they didn't know how they left. They didn't know, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know how they left the scene of the crime. They didn't know how they left. In the beginning, to me, it was like, well, I'm sure they just hung out in the trees back there and watched everything through the sliding glass door because it didn't have curtains on it. And then if you didn't know how they left, they probably hopped on a bike, because if you're a student, even if you're riding a bike at 3 or 4 in the morning, bundled up in university, like who's gonna be like, hey, that's somebody that just unalived somebody? No, you're gonna think, damn, that's a dedicated student because he's riding his bicycle at 4 in the morning with a backpack, probably going to do some homework, or he just got done, right? You would probably go, damn, that's a dedicated student. It's cold. It's 20 some degrees out, and this dude's all bundled up, trucking on a bike somewhere with a backpack, probably getting ready to start his day early or ending the night late, riding through university. Who's gonna think that? Now, if you see somebody riding their bicycle down a bunch of city blocks and shit, and then you're gonna be like, why in the hell's that dude out? But you're still not gonna think that somebody's unaliving people. You're just gonna think, damn, I feel sorry for them. Maybe they lost their license. Maybe their car broke down. Maybe they can't afford. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be like, yeah, that guy, he's riding his bicycle at 4 in the morning, all bundled up, clad in black with a backpack. Yeah, I bet he's unalive. You're not gonna think that. Especially in a college town. You would think it was weird if it's on regular blocks where, Betty and Bob live, but in university, area, you're just going to think it's a dedicated student. And to me, that's why I always thought, but when they came out with the arrest, then I was like, okay. But I was sucked into the MSM shit back then. But I don't know. Maybe the bicycle shit, now that we're kind of getting into everything and shit's not making sense, the timeline's not lining up, there's hell, you can't even have their own fucking cops writing in the right street names, and they're naming cities that are not in the state, they're in the state next to it. You know what I mean? And that's in the PCA. So then it's well, maybe the bicycle shit with the backpack, maybe leave Betty and Bob out of this. Betty and Bob are upstanding citizens, Devil Dog. Maybe. What if, let me see here. Where would they park the car? Let me see. They could park it anywhere, really. Oh, you know what? Why don't they go park it? Why don't they go park it at the Kibbe Dome? Okay. They should go park it at the Kibbe Dome because University of Phoenix, that's their address. So why not just, confuse them? Because it's like, is it the University of Phoenix's address or is it the University of Idaho's address? I thought they were two separate, but how do they exist in the same? How in the hell is University of Phoenix's address a dome? That's probably where they parked it. Yeah. Right here in this big parking lot. The 57 blue lot. There it is, right there. There you go, Kelly. The 57 blue lot. And then they just hop on Perimeter Drive, take a left, and you are on your way to Pullman, Washington. Maybe. I think they got their own vehicle on surveillance, though. That's just mine. White or light colored. All over the place. Who was all over the place? Who do you think's all over the place? All of the roads are pretty much the college roads, Dang address and clocks. I know, wasn't that crazy last night about the frickin' the Times? Truth and Transparency, shout out to her. I made a cool little thing when we watch videos of hers now. We'll get a little boop up in the top right. Shout out to her. All right, so let's get in to some fresh notes. Old notes episodes. Let's see here. First thing, now Harsh brought up a University of Idaho crime that took place before. And I remember a long time ago we went into one about a professor that committed a crime. I thought it was unaliving somebody. Now I don't know, and here's the thing. There's the one I sent you to. What's up, Deb? There's the one I sent you of the sketch. Do me a favor, send it again just in case, because I have so much. I got so much shit overnight. Wait, was it last night you sent? But I'm not sure if this was, because the names I don't remember, but I'm wondering if this is another one that took place. I know we covered one. Gosh, it's probably been a couple months ago. It's been a while. But I don't remember if it was a few days ago. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. I don't know if this is the same or if this is different. So it makes me wonder if there's a lot more than what's even on the surface that we've even talked about, even beyond this. So I wanted to check this out. And then he also came out with another video this morning about the dark side of the university. Something else that, we've been talking about here in the last week and a half, especially. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that. Especially with the deal that's taken place, the shadiness of it, the quickness of it. Also, when the fraternity stuff, even the church stuff. So it makes me wonder, like, is there even more than maybe there needs to be some more digging, right? Let's see what Harsh has to say.
How is everyone? You amazing, beautiful people. I'm lucky to have you here, by the way. I'm very lucky to have you here. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for stopping by and watching.
Yeah, and please go stop by, even if this is the first time you watching it. Please go stop by and hit that link and go drop a comment and a like on his video. It definitely helps him with the algorithm.
The video, if you manage to find it. But if you didn't manage to find it, then you won't even see this. But anyway, yes, you are amazing. And we're getting straight into the meat and potatoes today, because in video 1 earlier on today, we spoke about what seems to be an issue ingrained into the University of Idaho and their behavior, especially amongst the students, and how people in the past surrounding this college have dealt with things, and the impact that they've had on law enforcement also trying to deal with it. And we spoke about Bill Thompson briefly as well. But here we go. We're going back a few years now. This is back to 2011 to show you that this place has had issues for quite some time. But this one will actually shock you. We've got on your screen here is Katie Benoit and Ernesto Bustamante, who was a psychology professor at the University of Idaho.
Yeah, we did. This is the one we talked about. That's right. Yes, because I remember that fucking picture. That's right. That's right. We did. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And this guy would go on
I remember that picture.
Murder this girl and then murder himself. Can you murder yourself? Is that the right terminology? Or self-deletion for the fans? I know people don't like that. So a University of Idaho professor shot dead a student he had previously dated and then committed suicide after she reported him to authorities for threatening her with a gun 3 times, it was revealed. Katie Benoit, 22, was killed by psychology professor Ernesto Bustamante in August. After she and others warned the university that he had talked in class about shooting students and was having... We can't read that, I don't think. With students. Special parties with students. University officials have said that they urged Benoit to take safety precautions and go to the police, but that they could not tell officers details of the allegations because of confidentiality. There's going to be something we're going to touch on later on, which I find quite interesting, surrounding how the university dealt with this. So documents released today show that a student evaluating Bustamante last fall complained his teacher was erratic and that he had discussed shooting students. In December, a complaint called into a university hotline accused Bustamante of having sex with students and coercing one into having sex with him and others. The university have defended their response to Benoit's complaint, saying they contacted Moscow police immediately after she came forward. They told law enforcement that a student had been involved in a domestic violence issue, but did not detail Benoit's allegations, including claims she was threatened with a gun. Benoit did not want us to discuss the allegations in her complaint with police, and we honoured her wishes, the university said in a statement. University spokeswoman Tania Thompson said under school policy, Bustamante first had a chance to respond to the complaint, which he was served in early July after university officials received permission from Benoit. He, at that point, has a right to respond to those allegations, Mr. Thompson said. Bustamante denied Benoit's allegations and told administrators that they had a friendship that had dissolved after she stole prescription pills from him. Benoit later told university officials she screwed up the relationship by stealing the pills, and she was really scared after he threatened her with a gun. As you do. Bustamante resigned his position effect August 19th, and 3 days later, police said he shot Benoit nearly a dozen times outside her Moscow home. Bustamante committed suicide in the hotel room shortly after shooting Benoit and was found with 6 guns and medications for bipolar disorder and severe anxiety, police said. Bustamante, who had been known to alternately refer to himself as a psychopathic killer and the Beast, bearing in mind this is a university professor, disclosed he took medication for bipolar disorder after he was hired in 2007. As early as the fall of his first
2007, he was probably doing that shit since probably when he got there.
Semester,
let's be real.
3 or 4
probably doing that shit in other places too.
Students went to psychology department chairman Ken Locke to express concerns about Bustamante's behavior, saying he was flirtatious and showed favoritism to students. Benoit had met Bustamante in the fall of 2010 when she took a psychology course he was teaching, and by the end of the semester, they were dating. And again, this just goes on and on and on. And it just shows again, this is a teacher like here, look, he talked about shooting students, which was disturbing, and implied that he was, and we should be, drunk and high every day. She said the student, who is not identified in the teaching evaluations. The university acknowledged that certain documents, including this student's stock comment, were troublesome in hindsight. Troublesome in hindsight. We didn't think anything of it. When the students are telling us that this guy is talking about shooting people and the special parties and all this sort of stuff and getting smashed off his nugget on mushrooms, we didn't see that as a problem. Now there's been a death, a murder and all that. We can look back and think to ourselves,
in hindsight,
maybe we should have listened.
That's their words. We're troublesome in hindsight. Like, these fucking people, man. Oh, what's up, Aaliyah? Wow.
And these are university people. These are the people who are teaching your kids to get degrees, but can't work out that there was perhaps something to fucking worry about in that.
No, it's just like the no reports. What do you think they were doing? No reports. And they were doing reports, certain ones, because they had to. When it comes to LE, they don't have to do some of them. Why does it seem... You'll hear him say, they play it off like, they're, it's this great community, it's safe, it's because they fucking dismiss and cover a lot of shit. when you have Ellie, when we were going into our body cam deep dive, and you got Ellie threatening tickets, flaunting how much they cost, flaunting how they get more expensive. And then when they walk away after their threats and they don't fix their threats, the kids start screaming and blasting their music again. The ones that they just said, asked them to turn down. The ones that they said themselves were probably going to turn it back up after they walked away. Why? Because of no reports. Just as much as it can be not harmful at all, walking up, threatening, hey, we're going to charge you this much, and then you don't, it's harmless, So it can be harmless, but at the same time, it can be harmful too. Because again, you could not take a fucking report, and then all of a sudden, there should have been one. You're running people's IDs. You're running people's IDs. It's like somebody brought up in a comment on one of the videos, why are they asking for the females' license to take a photo, but not the guys? Those of the same feather flock together. So when you start to look into some shit, isn't it just creepy? Like, how... It's got to be tough being a... I can't imagine. We'll be getting more into body cam tonight. I need to do a body cam day show for y'all, though. We'll have one coming up here. I don't know. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow. It's just gross, man. And then you look at the Twitch stream shit that we talked about. You see it on the body cams. We start to like dig into the background and you see all the different shit going around. It's just like, it's like a bunch of rich old men. A bunch of rich old men. And people that they have by puppet strings. All right, so let's finish this one.
In this case, the department chair did discuss with Bustamante.
And I want to say another thing, too. At the same time, it does affect their funding, too, okay? That's why you hear of elementary schools, middle schools, high schools downplaying bowling, dismissing bowling, acting like bowling's not existing, going to certain measures like where they just basically tell you you're going to have to deal with it. We don't know anything that's going on. The reason they're going to say that they don't know is because they don't want to know, because if they did, then they wouldn't be doing their job. And ultimately, them knowing that shit's going on and it being reported affects their funding. So the last thing they want to do is have any kind of negative tally when it comes to any kind of incidents. That's why there's a lot of these issues that happen with schools these days, is because a lot of these schools, they don't approach and handle the bullying like they're supposed to because they're afraid of their funding getting cut. So it's the same thing. You get so many calls, you have all this stuff, things will get cut. Police funding gets cut, university funding gets cut, certain bills won't pass, then things get cut. Where's the money? They're in the business to make money, and they're not in the business to deal with the shit. It's almost like the railroad companies, right? They don't handle the problem when a small fire breaks out on a chemical that can kill fish for 100 miles. You know what I mean? They don't even do shit when the thing blows up. The only time that they do shit is when there's a lawsuit coming, right? So you're not gonna say that the bullying's happening at the risk of it cutting your funding until it's the same approach. We'll just deal with it if we get sued. Other than that, we're just gonna. It's horrible.
His concerns regarding comments he had received from students about his classroom behavior, the university said in a statement. Started in December 2010, Bustamante met with administrators to discuss a complaint that an anonymous caller put into the university hotline saying Bustamante was having sexual relationships with students. The call reported that one of these relationships had become mentally abusive and the student had been coerced by Bustamante into having sex with other people. They have also gotten into special parties, the caller said, according to a copy of the hotline complaint. The student at the center of the abuse allegations was not Benoit and denied that Bustamante had exhibited improper behavior, refusing to file a complaint against him. Bustamante denied any violations of university policy during a December 13th meeting with university administrator. The student's name was not mentioned during the meeting, but she later informed administrators that Bustamante had called her immediately afterward and warned her that the dean of the college might make inquiries regarding sexual harassment.
Wow.
Benoit's relationship with Bustamante ended in May after he put a gun to her head a third time and told her how he would use it to kill her. He had informed the chairman of his department, April 30th, that he was experiencing withdrawal symptoms due to a change in his medication. A judge on October 3rd ordered Bustamante's personal records to be released. There you go. And you can go back and look. So what's going to happen? This Idaho4 case is just going to go into the history books as just another catastrophe that happens in Moscow, Idaho, and in some way, shape, or form is connected to the universities. And look, I'm not saying, obviously, if Brian Kohberger, it transpires that Brian Kohberger is the guy. He came from Washington over to Idaho and did this crime.
He's an outcast.
Then look, their only connection will be the sad fact that the University of Idaho students were the victims. Now, there are going to be people who talk about...
That's one of the reasons why when I went to Idaho, I dressed in the same gear as Washington State or Idaho University. As somebody that's lived in different cities, oh, come on, internet. Oh, come on, internet. As somebody that's lived in different cities, I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't matter how good of friends, the fact that you're not from there or from the area, no lie, it's You're treated different. You're treated different. That's a reason why I dressed the way that I dressed, because I didn't want to be treated different, because I wasn't there to be treated that way. I went there to be about community, about truth and justice and honesty, right? Imagine if I would have showed up wearing some Cleveland Cavalier jacket or something over in Moscow, Idaho. Do you not think I would have been treated differently? The fuck I would have. Yeah, damn straight. Yeah, exactly. Like, especially in small towns. Especially in small towns. In small towns, they already know who's from there and who's not, because they already know everybody's uncle, brother, sister, mother, cousin, grandma, grandpa. Everybody pretty much grew up together. Yeah, it's cliquey. So, yeah, that's why I say outsider when it comes to Koberger coming from PA over to Washington State to go to school. He's not even from the region. You know what I mean? What's up, Crystal? Thank you for hopping in. He's not even from the region. You're talking about two completely different parts of the fucking United States. And I've been to both of them. I went to DeSale and I went to Washington State. Two different, totally different road types, traffic laws, even the stoplights. There's so many different things. Now, when it comes to the different changes in elevation, that's the same. There's a lot of changes in elevation in both sides, so that's similar. There's a lot of trees on both sides, PA and Washington State / Idaho. A lot of trees. Now, there wasn't as much open land in my PA trip that there was in Idaho and Washington State. That's a hell of a lot more open. But they're not. He wasn't even from. Think about it. When you're talking region, even if you're not from that town, even if you're from Idaho, Washington State, maybe even Oregon, maybe Montana, maybe Utah, you're from the region. You know what I mean? Think about it. Think about somebody from Alabama going up to Moscow, Idaho. You know what I mean? It's a different region. There's regions, there's different parts of the states. Each state has, each region even has its own style. You know what I'm saying? It's a style even. So it had to be obvious. But you have so many different styles coming because of the college, right? But when it comes to most of those colleges, I'm sure most of the enrollment is local from the region, not necessarily from across. Not to say it's not, because come on, it's a college. Hello, duh. But what I'm saying is, I bet most are from local states in the region, 5-6 states region. When you're talking PA, it's different. Oh, wow. That's crazy, Moonlight. Yeah, you know, and he had PA plates. Because you're going to see, you're going to see Washington, you're going to see Idaho, especially being over there. You saw so many Idaho plates in Washington, and you saw so many Washington plates in Idaho. It was, and occasionally I think I saw Montana a couple times. I saw California once. I saw I did see Texas. And there was another one. They had like a new plate now. Oh, who was it? It started with an A. Maybe it was Alabama. Does Alabama have new plates? There was a new plate, and I was like, whoa, but I don't remember seeing them. I'm pretty caught up on the plates, but yeah, it's crazy. Isn't that crazy how little of members they have? It's very interesting, like, and they want to run that town. All right, so we're going to go to this next one about the dark side of Idaho. This is University. This is from Harsh as well. And then we're going to check out Forensic Frenzy again. She made a new video. Shout out to her. And then we're going to be checking out that new video from Crime Talk with Kryn and have some more conversation with you. Fresh notes, old notes, and conversation. Appreciate you. Are you well-traveled in general? Yeah, I've been a lot of different places in the United States. I have never been outside of the United States. Yeah, never been out.
Well, hello there, you beautiful, beautiful people. I hope you are having a fantastic week so far. Now, we're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes today because this is video 1 of 3. Maybe 1 of 3. You're on a 3-day video binge today. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled because YouTube doesn't generally do us much favors when it comes to notifications.
Nope.
Gotta love it, but let's go with it. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Moscow, Idaho, because we've obviously been talking about Moscow, Idaho and the Idaho4. And there's some cases that have sort of been in the background of this place. And I feel that they hold some relevance. Now, later on, I'm going to be talking to you about a University of Idaho professor who actually went on to murder a student back a few years ago. Now, bearing in mind that this place kind of pushes itself as a place that doesn't generally have issues.
Fair.
Now, we do know that they claim that there was not a murder since 2015 before the...
Yeah, there was. I think maybe it was Alaska. Maybe it was Alaska. Honestly. Maybe it was Alaska.
The Idaho4 case, but that's not really the...
I thought it was like a plate. I thought it was like a plate that had an American flag on it too, like that covered the whole plate. I feel like that plate had like a American flag. going through the whole thing.
The entire story in terms of the history of this area, the history of the university. And I think in order to understand what could be at play in the Idaho4 case, it's important to understand the beast that you're dealing with and the players of the games, so to speak. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you back to 2018 for this specific report that we're going to speak of. But make no bones about it, this is not an isolated situation. This is just tip of the iceberg. This is something that's seemingly ingrained into the University of Idaho and those that go through it. And what am I talking about? I hear you say, we're going to share this together. Check this out. Strap yourselves in. So this is a report done by the Spokesman Review, and this was in May 2018. And it goes, how can I say it? It talks about really how the University of Idaho operates, how they are willing to turn a blind eye, hide things, keep things under the radar, and how much power and clout they appear to have on law enforcement. And Bill Thompson.
Yeah. Enough clout to say my students have already been in a shelter-in-place lockdown for a couple hours, Mr. Fry. Can you tell people that the community has nothing to worry about so I can let the students go? Because the longer the students are in a shelter-in-place, even in the frickin' library, Mr. Fry, the more they get scared and the more they probably might not want to return. So can we at least initially say, Mr. Fry, that the public is not in danger so I can let these guys go? And then after that, change it back to whatever you want. Please? Can we do that? Yeah, thank you.
So look, it talks about, let's not move.
What's up, Susan?
Let's come back over here. So Moscow, Idaho, the Moscow Police Department disclosed that University of Idaho student athlete was accused of sexual assault last year, contradicting a statement.
In 2018? Hold on a minute. What?
Bill Thompson. So look, it talks about, let's check this out. Strap yourselves in. So this is a report done by the Spokesman Review, and this was in May 2018. And it goes, how can I say it? It talks.
Somebody do me a favor. While we're watching this, if anybody has the ability to do this, do me a favor. I want to know what the University of Idaho football record was in the 2017-2018 season. I would like to know. This is May. Yeah, then college basketball would be done. Oh boy, I want to know the records of the football team and the basketball team for the University of Idaho for 2017-2018, and I would like to know if anybody has the year stats. I would like to see the stats of the year for the total of each player. From 2000. Hold on, let me go more into this.
Talks about really how the University of Idaho operates, how they are willing to turn a blind eye, hide things, keep things under the radar, and how much power and clout they appear to have on law enforcement. And Bill Thompson. So look, it talks about, let's not move that screen. Let's come back over here. So Moscow, Idaho, the Moscow Police Department disclosed that University of Idaho student athlete was accused of sexual assault last year, contradicting a statement by the athletic director that his department has not had any recent issues with sexual assault. A woman filed a report with the Moscow Police Department alleging that she was sexually assaulted by a University of Idaho student.
Basketball and football. Basketball and football. I don't see them covering this up for a track star. I just don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't see them covering up for a track star. This was pushed under the rug, yo. This was like totally dismissed. Like pushed. And there's only two sports, really one, but there's only two sports that makes you want to push it under the rug like this. Otherwise, you would have said, oh, okay, there was one that took place. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. For football or basketball, oh, hell no. They're going to be like, I'm sorry, what happened? Are you sure that's what took place? Why don't you go sleep on it and think about it one more night, and then, you know, maybe you can try and remember. It just doesn't seem like so and so. I'm sorry. That's why I'm saying basketball or football. And then if I can have the year stats, I'm going to try and find it myself. But if I got to do this setup thing, but I would like to know like the year stats of all the players. I don't need game by game. I don't care about that. I want to know the end of the year stats for the basketball and the football players. 2017 to 2018. I wouldn't even mind taking a look at 2016 to 2017. But I think what happened is look at the date, okay? May 2018. I'm almost wondering if it's basketball too. Because think about it. March Madness. When is March Madness done? Then there's a month or so that goes by. Okay, I'm really not being heard. I wasn't being heard during the season. I wasn't being heard during potentially where they were at in an NIT or an NCAA or whatever tournament that they might have played in. And then a month or two goes by, and now I'm still not being heard. There's no reason to not be heard. I'm going to go say something. And then all of a sudden, this gets dropped. It makes me lean more towards basketball. But I don't see the basketball having... Unless the dude was the leading scorer or something. I don't know. Unless they were connected some way to outside with a booster or maybe a booster. I don't know. We would have to look. I'm going to have to check that out. Let me see here. Miley. Yeah, Miley. This is what I was saying earlier. You can't walk around. This is why we got to go. I need to also try and look through old episodes where we did the 11/22 walk around, because this is all you get now with that link. See? It does show you, you know, like here, they should have been, that's where the tire tracks are going to be, right here. Not right here. But yeah, you can zoom in and stuff. It just doesn't let you do anything anymore, unfortunately. And then there is another version as well that it'll give you pictures. I'll drop that. Let me see here. This one gives you pictures. So if you want this version, you can actually go inside, but it's just pictures. So here's this link if you want that. Other than that, that's the only... In order to actually walk around it would have to be from an old show, because I did do a lot of walking around. I'm trying to think of when this came out. I think it came out a week after the PCA, if I'm not mistaken, if anybody remembers correctly. I think it was after the PCA. Yeah, 11 months ago. So it was after the PCA. No. Whoa, it was December 28th. It was 2 days before he was arrested. Whoa. So this was 2 days before he was arrested. Yeah. This is the only thing, but you can't walk around anymore. Before you could walk around. And I know, you know what? Hold on. Let me go to a highlight of mine, because that's going to give me the date that we were walking around a lot. Where is that? And then I bet I could go to the shows before that, get the footage of us walking around, and then I'll just edit clips of it. So it just shows walking around. It doesn't even have talking or... Let me see. Yeah, because I could just mute the voice and it could just be walking around even if we did talk during it. I need to find those episodes. Where was it? Yeah, first suspect vehicle was a Sentra. Do you guys remember this? This was from 5 months ago. Do you guys remember this? Hold on. University, Idaho students were found in a house near campus last November. A growing roster of investigators desperately searching for answers had yet to identify a suspect or even find the unalived weapon. Publicly, the authorities were assuring worried residents in the small college town that they were making progress. Privately, they were exhausting their prospects, scouring through the backgrounds of those with the thinnest possible connections to the case. That's how we feel. Yeah, through the first 2 weeks of December, investigators put some of their focus on class. I don't know who's on panel. I can't tell because it's blank, but damn, the echo from their headset or something. Mates of the victims. They also
Can you hear the echo
to examine a man in another state who had been known to send harassing messages to women but had visited Idaho only twice in his life. They looked at a woman previously charged with assaults in the region. They looked at a man once accused of wielding a knife. They looked at SOs. They looked at a white supremacist, even turned out to be an unalived one. Then, after spending weeks sifting through an array of evidence that seemed to lead nowhere, investigators announced an arrest in late December on the other side of the country. Brian Koberger, a PhD student from a nearby university. He was identified only after investigators turned to an advanced method of DNA analysis that had rarely been used in active murder investigations. Yeah, they sent it to a cold case lab. And the cold case lab in Texas was even like, thank you, Idaho, for giving us this opportunity to do this. You know what I'm saying? They said thank you.
It's ridiculous. No, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
The story of how dozens of LE from local, state, and federal agencies took to the quadruple on a live investigation into extraordinary territory is only now becoming more apparent through recently obtained records and interviews with people familiar with the investigation who discussed key details. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to drop this in chat because I can't take the echo. I apologize. Here, if you want to finish watching it, there's the link for that. I can't do the echo. I apologize. Let me get back to the video, though. There's a video of us walking around. Let me see. Where was that? The order. Okay. So this gives a little bit of a walk around, I think. Wait. No, it's this one. So now when it came to this tattoo, all right? When it comes to this tattoo, the MKXE tattoo, is this the order, right? So this was a video. So this was, let me see, May 28th. So May 28th. This other one was... Did I do it anymore? Okay, so this other one was May 15th. So right around May 15th is when there's going to be a bunch of videos of walking around. So this is why everybody is always asking, like, or mentioning how she couldn't have seen how she couldn't have seen BK. And this is kind of me explaining way back then about how she would have seen BK. So this is why I think that he didn't see her. I missed the blue light. So, oh gosh, StreamYard's fucking up again. Hold on. Oh, StreamYard. One second, everybody. I have to wait for frickin' StreamYard to quit acting up. Yeah, I got a lot of old videos that I've made highlights out of, but this is, come on, StreamYard. This is one from May 15th because people were saying there's no way that DM would have seen him. There's no way that he wouldn't have seen DM. Oh, come on. Is it gonna work? I don't know. I'm sitting here waiting. I guess let me know if it's okay, but it's showing me that the statistics are shit right now for the... I don't know why. It's kind of important that it plays. Come on, StreamYard. What the hell, man? So, he's coming in the door. Don't skip. We already know that there's no curtains on that sliding glass door, okay? So there is a light outside. You can see the light coming through the door. I want to point that out, okay? So as he comes in, it doesn't matter if you think he went upstairs first or you think he went to the second bedroom first. This door was locked. This door was shut. This door was locked. So if what I'm saying, in my opinion, if he was chilling out in these trees 5 to 10 feet behind, waiting for... Hold on, everybody. I'm going to reload this. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to quit this browser and hop back in. All right, let's try this again. I apologize. Let me see here. Is it working? Yes, it is. Okay, good. All I want to do is a show, you know? That's all I want to do. I just want to do a show. That's it. Okay, so this is why I think that he didn't see her, right? So he's coming in the door. We already know that there's no curtains on that sliding glass door, okay? So there is a light outside. You can see the light coming through the door. I want to point that out, okay? So as he comes in, it doesn't matter if you think he went upstairs first or you think he went to the second bedroom first. This door was locked. This door was shut. This door was locked. So if what I'm saying, in my opinion, if he was chilling out in these trees 5 to 10 feet behind, waiting for the DoorDash delivery to happen, after it took place, started walking from the hill back up there through. This is coming in, Susan. What I'm talking about is when he's leaving the crime, when she spotted the bushy eyebrows. I'll get to that. I'm kind of explaining before. And damn, I miss my blue neon light. I loved that thing. Look at how... Oh, I missed that blue light. That was so cool. So cool. Chilling in the trees. I can see inside the property because there's no curtains on the sliding glass door. I noticed 4 people walking around because DM is supposedly in this bedroom, already door shut and locked. So when the person comes in, the door's shut and locked. They already see the door shut and locked. I'm going to assume that a student is out, still out for the night. So whether I go to the second bedroom or living room area or whether I go upstairs, the door's locked. I check because it's shut. I don't know it's locked. I check and it's locked. I check it quietly because the door's shut. So then I go, okay, must be out. So I either go upstairs or I go to the second bedroom. 2 people. I already have sweat and I already have blood. I could potentially have sweat and blood in my eyes. Then I go to the other part of the house, whether it's the upstairs or the second bedroom. Then that crime takes place. That's even more blood and sweat on you. Now, are you not going to have more blood and sweat on your hands and arms? Yes, you will. How are you going to wipe the blood and sweat off your face when you have it all over your hands and your arms? You're not going to be able to wipe it off. So what's going to happen is that blood and sweat is slowly going to creep into the corners of your eyes. It's going to fog your vision. Your eyes are going to get stingy. You can't wipe them. So whenever you go to leave the crime, because the door is still shut and locked, whenever you go to leave the crime, your eyes are stingy from sweat and blood, and all you can really focus on is the light coming out of that sliding glass door. So whether you're coming from right here, which is what DM stated, came from this area right here, walked by with the door cracked, you're not going to see the door cracked. You're not going to be focused on the door cracked because you just unalived 4 people and you're trying to get the hell out, and you already checked that door, and last time it was locked, and all you can see is the light coming through the door because everything else stings, burns, and is cloudy. That's why I think that the person that did this crime could have very easily not seen that little cracked door, because as I'm walking through, all I can focus on through cloudy vision is that sliding glass door. And you add that too, think about it, if you guys remember, because I really think the visual snow stuff was really BK talking, okay? Now, anytime that he talked about visual snow, if you did the read-throughs, anytime that he talked about visual snow, it had to do when his blood pressure went up, okay? When his blood pressure would go up, whether he was doing a physical activity or even sitting there where the blood pressure would go up. When the blood pressure goes up, that's when the snow vision, visual snow would affect him, okay? So to tell me that his blood pressure didn't go up during this, if it wasn't, yeah, it's going to probably give some visual snow, right? Maybe. But what I'm saying is with how dark it is there, you got the light coming in from the light bulbs on the outside. You got sweat and blood in your eyes. And I know this because I would have to be out on the field or on the court, even if I had shit in my eyes, especially in football. Because in football, they don't notice. In basketball, they're stopping, they're putting a bandage on it. Doesn't mean it's still not in your eye. But in football, you get a bloody lip, you get a bloody nose, you get a bloody cut on your face because somebody's cleat, you're still playing. So when it comes to experiencing having to play in game moments during having blood and sweat in your eyes, I understand the cloudiness. And when you have tunnel vision because of that in your eyes, the stinging, the Now, I thought that it did go away with the diet, and that's why he was stuck on the diet, but I'm wondering if he stuck on the diet just because he lost all that weight, too. But anxiety would raise it. But if you read those, or if you remember, it was always about physical activity. It was always about blood pressure. Anytime his blood pressure would go up, then that visual snow would kick in, supposedly, according to those posts. It would be interesting to know, though, if he still had it. Or talked about having it. But these were from, I think, a sophomore year that we read the stuff about visual snow. I believe it was the sophomore year. Maybe it was junior. I could have, pretty sure it was sophomore. Yeah. He what's up, Mishy girl? He got the diet from his buddy's dad that was in the military. Was it his buddy's dad or his uncle? I think it was his buddy's uncle, right? His buddy's uncle is where he got the diet from. The buddy's uncle, or it was an uncle that used to be a Marine. They were a Marine. He got his dieting tips. That's where he got the vegan diet from. $8 years. Yeah, I'm sure after time you learn to kind of deal with it a little bit, right? If it's something that keeps affecting you, then it's something that you want to deal with. I miss that neon blue light I used to have. See that coffee light? You can't tell what that shit says. Know the cause. Yeah, so around then, I gotta look some old episodes when I have time, and then I can make some edits, and then we can just have the damn walkthrough of that too, since that's taken away. I mean, we have everything else that's been taken away, so. Thank you, Trey. We're still trying to get those mod hoodies done and completed here. And then, because I'm not working on the t-shirt line until the mod hoodies are done. Once the mod hoodies are done, then I'm working on the t-shirt line. But first, I'm going to be having membership emojis coming soon. Membership emojis, and then we're going to be opening up different tiers because I have different stuff for different tiers for memberships. We're going to be changing. I'm going to be switching the regular one to $3, and then we're going to be adding a couple more tiers to the membership because then there's going to be different things that are going to be available. There's going to be certain streams that are only going to be available for certain tiers, things like that. So there's some changes coming to the membership stuff coming soon. Especially we're going to get the peace, positivity, and progress emoji as the main one because everybody's about the peace, positivity, and progress here. So then after that, you'll have your homework category. So all the sleuthers that do a lot of crazy homework will have streams for just you. We'll hang out together, stuff like that, just different things. And then the highest tier will have all of the extra footage and stuff that I do have available. So just different things like that coming up. But I'm excited for this t-shirt line. Oh, I'm so excited for it. It's going to be so much fun coming up with different pictures and all the quotes that I have written down already. It's going to be nice. All right, let's see what else we got here. Now, I wanted to go to this Forensic Frenzy episode here. This is talking about the Gonsalves family. She does such an amazing work on Twitter and on YouTube as well. So if you're not sub, definitely go sub. I will share the link here in a second. And let me find that video here. So we're going to be hearing something. There's going to be a court date. There's got to be a court date coming soon for this IGG stuff that was handed in, or some kind of update or something. All right, let me see here. Where to go? All right, Forensic Frenzy. Shout out to her. She hitting 1K, almost 966. Come on. If you're not subbed, we got to get her to 1K. Let's get her to 1K like we got Judge to fucking 3,000-4,000 in like a day and a half, right? Yes, the coffee light. I missed the blue neon light. I had a light that went around. It was like a LED strip that went around the whole ceiling. I got it off of Amazon, and it worked for like a year. And then after that, because that was the only light that I used to use. I just used the light that went around my ceiling. I didn't have any of these spotlight things, which I don't even know how to set those properly, I suppose, because the lighting's off. But yeah, it was cool. Like, that's the only lighting I needed. It was neat having the blue neon to match with the screen, but it's all good. I like the green screen behind me. We can share it. But Forensic Frenzy, this is a new video from her. And you see here, this is the Gonsalves family and the facts from the beginning. She's got a great mind. If you're not sub, definitely go sub.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Forensic Frenzy. Today's video will take you back to the beginning. As you go through audio clips from the Gonsalves family chronologically, the video will demonstrate to you both court documents as well as clips from press releases, providing you information as to what was going on in law enforcement's investigation, as well as what they were telling the public, as these families are telling you by audio what they know.
Correct. There was a keypad on their front door. I will say, due to the closeness of the community and due to the safeness of it, I think a lot of people had access to that door. But yes, that door had a keypad code on it.
We don't know. My husband is in contact with him every day. The FBI, Moscow, Idaho State Police, and every day he just says, "Nothing, babe." And I'm like, "Nothing?" And he's like, "Nothing. I mean, just nothing." And I don't know if that's because they have nothing or because they're protecting the investigation. So, it's hard to be mad at them if, we just know they're protecting the investigation. But it would be nice if they said, "We have something, we have a little lead, or we have an idea." And it just gives you a little bit of hope, and I mean,
It is very hopeless.
And hearing the coroner say that one person may have been killed in their sleep, is that something that you had heard?
Yeah,
yes.
and that's hard, but I guess for us that kind of just indicates, premeditation.
Detail about it shows like there's vulnerability, right? There is the idea that there may have been defensive wounds, but at least one person didn't see it coming.
Right.
Say that someone was killed in their sleep, you think premeditation?
Absolutely. I think it's impossible not to.
And not 4. I mean, I don't know if all 4 of them are. We don't really have the details. But regardless, 4 people were stabbed to death.
And premeditation, I mean, like you said, it's very different.
They went into someone's house with a
I'm
knife.
not saying, weeks lead up. I'm not saying months
Right.
lead up. It literally could have been 20 minutes. I don't know. But to
Somebody went in there.
this wasn't a fight that the girls had said something and offhand this occurred. They must have walked in on vulnerable sleeping
A coward.
kids. And so for what it's worth, I want to run as far from the term of crime of passion as possible, because I think it's weak and I think it allows him to hide, and I think it gives him an out that he doesn't deserve.
I just don't feel like this was like some rando just driving through Moscow, happened to stop by their house.
I will say they did have a keypad on their front door, and it was a very popular house. So I know for a fact that people who weren't necessarily roommates of the house did have that code. So no sign of forced entry doesn't necessarily mean that they were invited. That's what
Person snuck somehow into the house, whether it's a door, an unlocked door, or an unlocked window, but he was not invited, and he came in with a weapon.
To
And
do
kill.
intentional harm.
With intention to kill.
Intention to kill, exactly. Not even harm, to kill.
Yeah,
And
and not
it's-
just 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. One after another, after another, after another.
And
They're telling us that there's so much evidence that it's going to take a lot of time to process it all. This wasn't like a pinpoint crime. This person was sloppy. He did whatever. When I say he, obviously you can't say that. That's just me. But he made a mess, and there's a mess there, and they're going to have to go through that point by point, and that's going to take a lot of time. That's why they reached out to other facilities to help them with that lab work. My last thing is, if you have a daughter or even a son in that area, turn on a tracker app, share that information with your family. Don't walk around that town without everyone knowing who you are. You have to protect yourself. We have somebody loose. I don't want to create a panic. I don't want to do anything like that. But we know what we know. There's somebody out there. He's a psycho, and your daughter needs to share her address with you. She might not like that, but that's what you do in times like this.
Graduate, so that somebody could have partied in the house and got an idea or got the confidence to pull that off. I've been told it's 1, but then again, there's the vagueness. Like it's like purposely vague. I'm hoping, but it confuses everyone.
Yeah.
They won't confirm who that was to us.
The police, that is.
There
There
was
is
a rumor that that's the case, but it's just a rumor at this point.
tons and tons of rumors, but nothing from the police.
And I'll say I think a lot of those were confused.
Able to stand that up, or not? They seem to be knocking that down.
Yeah, it seems to be knocked down. Obviously, any of that information would be new to us as well. Kaylee FaceTimed me. She didn't call or text. She FaceTimed me for literally hours, almost every single day. And she was extremely cautious. She was very vigilant. I think that she really would have noticed something, and she would have said it to us. She wasn't, scared to get us involved in her life in any capacity like that. Yeah, it seems to be knocked down. Obviously, any of that information would be new to us as well. Kaylee.
To be honest, they're not. I mean, yesterday I asked about the stalker question and they couldn't confirm anything. And then today I hear that they're reaching out to the community saying that there's a stalker involved. So,
and some of these theories, like Kelly had a stalker, that even we're sitting here scratching our head saying, no, it couldn't be. If it was, it would be news to us.
Get the sense that you're being asked to not talk more, and that law enforcement is being so tight-lipped to protect an investigation that is honing in on a conclusion, or because they're totally lost and there is no real sense of direction. And I think
it's a good video.
We want to trust law enforcement. We want them to do their job. But I don't know if you know. I have no idea. Is this thing honing in at this point, or is it scattered all over the place?
Wish I knew for sure. I did sit down with the investigator, the lead investigator, and I looked in his eyes, and I got a sense that this guy was going to do everything in his power to figure something out. But if the evidence isn't there, that's the part that I'm concerned. And then there's layers of separation. The communication is not the same as the boots on the ground. All the officers that are out on the streets, those guys that are working their tails off, but there's a different person to adjust the communication. And that guy's sitting with the lawyer, and that guy's sitting there telling him, you got to protect things that are beyond the case, like the town.
And that's what's crazy too, is he even said that when they listened to the call, or he said when he listened to her voice with the calls to Jack, that she didn't even sound like there was any danger either, which to me that's odd. But he knows his daughter the best. You know what I'm saying?
In the community and the college itself.
Yeah, I would say not in the immediate circle by any means, but a few of the names that have been circulating around, I think it's hard not to kind of, dig into this. And I don't know how much of that is just because we have so little information from law enforcement.
I think this is where he says she too. Steve G says she was cleared quick as well. I think this is the one.
How much of it really is, a sister or a father's intuition.
I have something to say about that. I just feel like there's been a couple individuals that were cleared very fast. That may not be Chanel, and yeah.
She had the strong alibi.
Just really fast.
You can listen.
See, she had a strong alibi. They're talking about she.
Very fast. That may not be
so little information from law enforcement, and how much of it really is, a sister or a father's intuition.
I have something to say about that. I just feel like there's been a couple individuals that were cleared very fast. That may not be Chanel, and yeah.
She had the strong alibi.
Just really fast.
You can listen to this.
An hour later, and we're like, what?
She.
And I don't know. I don't know anything about those individuals. I just know they were people that definitely should have been looked at, and yeah.
Yes, the flip side too. You're being respectful toward police about the fact that they need to be tight-lipped. But if there was something you felt like you deserved to know, or you should know as a father at this point, are there questions you have unresolved from the police that you feel like, hey, just throw me a bone here and let me know?
For sure. I mean, alibis. Just share the alibi. If you're not sharing an alibi, to me, it tells me that you're not 100% confident that it's going to stick, or you have somebody who's going to come forward and say, hey, I don't know what he told you or that person's alibi was, but I have this information. I have something. So if you don't share the alibi, it makes it a little bit harder for us to just let those go. And I've said it before, I don't want to make victims out of just bystanders and witnesses. So I just share those things, and that would help. As far as the investigators, they're very tight-lipped, and they're keeping everything close to their vest. I understand that, and I'm probably not the right person to share all these things with. So I'm just trusting them that their case is super tight, and they don't really need to reach out to the community, and all the evidence is right there now.
Your appearance with Lawrence Jones, that your daughter and Maddie had different means or manner of attack, and that suggests one of them was targeted. Can you share with us, do you know, and you can't share either way, which one was targeted?
I can't. I asked for permission to do just that, and they said no. I probably disclosed information that they wish I wouldn't have said. But the story's going cold with common sense. But I'm not a professional, so I want to specify that. But they've said the entry point was the slider or the window, but it was in the middle floor. So to me, he doesn't have to go upstairs. His entry and exit are available without having to go upstairs or downstairs. Looks like he probably may have not gone downstairs. We don't know that for sure, but he obviously went upstairs. So I'm using logic that he chose to go up there when he didn't have to. And I can kind of tell by my daughter's texts, messages. She didn't call 911. She wasn't saying anything along the lines of like she had heard something or she was
in danger.
fear. So
yeah.
I'm just putting the dots together.
I think she attracted attention, whether that's a dedicated person following her around, maybe not. I do believe that the officers looked in it, and I believe what they said, that there was no evidence there.
Are you confident with the way they're investigating?
I think it's hard to say this way or that. They're obviously holding it very tight to chest, which could either be a really, really great sign or a really, really bad sign. And I think depending on not even the day, the hour, especially my dad and I, we go back and forth between they got this and kind of falling apart a little bit and, you know, really looking at specific events that have been strange or maybe should have been looked into more in our eyes.
About was that?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Earlier it was like, hey, coming together and stuff like that, it's nice to see you guys trying to stay safe. One of them more or less openly says, oh yeah, we've had a friend of ours be stalked before, so this is kind of why we all travel in a group like this. And just like who actually said that. So Maddie said it, and it was kind of like more than mentioning, like motioning to Kaylee too, like who was right next to her. So you could tell that like they obviously all were trying to keep Kaylee safe, and be there for her as good friends. And then to know that it was apparently something that Kaylee had tons of issues with. Apparently she always had somebody who's constantly walking behind her like that. So, and it was more so at nighttime when they were out there drinking and stuff like that. So I asked them, like, is it at school? And she's like, no, when I'm at night, going out to the bars or coming back from the bars. And again, living down that way, they're kind of making the comment that it always seemed to happen either by the campus or down on Main Street. And the last time the Kaylee more or less made it sound like it seemed like it was down on Main Street and that the person was coming from like around the Corner Club area. And then kind of like, as far as I remember, it's the guy who ended up like trying to go and talk to her, and then he gave up on it and he ended up walking away. So and he was no longer behind her.
Yeah, that's, if you guys remember, that's an interview from, it was like a, it was some kind of shop, a store. Trying to think of what kind of store it was. I can't remember the store, but it was an interview that they had where that's where the whole stalker guy thing came. Vape shop. Yes, Stevie. Yes, vape shop. Thank you. Yeah, he was a worker at the vape shop, and he was the one that was kind of talking about, what Maddie had told him and such. I forgot about that one. What a great video from Forensic Frenzy. If you're not subbed, definitely go sub, and here's the link to this video. A lot of good information in it. Man, I need to see if she wants, I would love to have her on to go through that video that she put all that work into. That would be amazing video. Amazing video. All right, give me 1 second. Now, it's been a while since we checked out in Idaho4 revealed video. This one, since we're talking about targets and all, yeah. Oh, she's awesome. She's awesome. Thank you for leaving a comment over there. Appreciate that. Definitely go show some love. This is Idaho Revealed, talking about who had a reason to target the house. So there's a lot of questions about the whole target thing itself. And I figured we'd go ahead and check this out. Now, this is an old note. This is from 5 months ago. Come on, StreamYard. All right. Let's see if it works. So this is Idaho4 revealed. And this is a video from 5 months ago talking about the house being a target. And I don't think I've watched it because none of it has been played. So I think this is the first time I'm actually watching it, too. Shout out Idaho4 revealed. Yeah, I would love to have her on for that. I'm going to reach out to her. I would love for her to go into that video on the show with us. I think it'd be a great show. Great work by her, too. All right, this is Idaho4 revealed. Crazy. And if anybody wants this drone footage, I can share that with you too. We have that as well. I do need to mute this because of the music, though. Okay, let me see here. That which has no beginning should have never been entered.
We don't know why it happened.
Here, let me zoom.
We don't know who's responsible for this. We don't know why it happened. And whoever is responsible is out there somewhere.
Confident. Thank you, Kelly Miller. I appreciate that.
And Lilia, what adds to the heartbreak the victims' relatives feel is the confusion coming from the police department and what they say did or did not happen. What's new on the investigation front, and is there now a second flip on what the police are saying?
Here's, the most confusing thing about this investigation has been, what to believe or what to understand from what police say. Initially, as we all know, they had said there's no threat to the community. This was a targeted attack. Later, they retracted the part about that there's no threat to the community, but they maintained that it was a targeted attack, and they have maintained that throughout the investigation and over these 2.5 weeks. Now, the prosecutor who's looking into this case, a local prosecutor, told a media outlet that the students, one or more, were undoubtedly targeted. Well, last night, police retracted that and said that statement was not entirely accurate, or that it may have been misunderstood or miscommunicated. And so it seemed for a while like it wasn't a targeted attack. Stay with me here. Wow. I just got a statement from the PIO, from the public information officer, from the police, who has been the main media liaison here, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, our clarification last night directly addressed comments made by the Latah County prosecutor, who said the suspect specifically looked at this residence and that one or more of the occupants were undoubtedly targeted. We remain consistent in our belief that this was indeed a targeted attack, but have not concluded if the target was the residence or its occupants.
Frickin' StreamYard, it's bugging it. It won't even show me my starred mess. It keeps going crazy. I apologize. One or more. So when I'm thinking about that statement, one or more, and they don't want to disclose information to the public, so they're going to lowball or highball the information, right? So when they say one or more, that's highballing the information. So if one person was being stalked, okay. So if one person is being stalked, would they necessarily come out and say one or more? Would they even come out and say somebody was even being stalked? So if one person was being stalked, and they didn't want, then would they say that they were being stalked? Or would they come out and highball it? So if, when you're looking at the statement of one or more, if they've always tried to downplay or lowball the numbers and all this other stuff, then why wouldn't they not even mention about somebody being possibly stalked if it was just one? Because they want to downplay it, right? But when they say one or more, that's highballing it. And the whole time they're lowballing. So why highball it unless you have to highball it? More than one was being stalked. Every time they lowball it, no matter what it is with information, and then this time they highball it and say more than one. To me, that tells me they're being fucking true. It's more than one. It's not just one. It's more than one. Any other time you're going to lowball it. So if it is just one, then you're going to lowball it and not even release it to the public that there was a person possibly being stalked. Especially if you're lowballing everything else, why would you even admit that somebody was even being stalked, let alone the crime? So when you say one or more, it's got to mean there was more than one. That too. They've lowballed everything else. Why are they going to highball that? Especially when the students are afraid of being... So then you're going to tell... Yeah, that don't make sense. I think the more than one really means it's more than one. And when I say more than one, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are gung-ho about Kaylee being the target. I don't know. I still feel like there was 2 targets. More than one. The two that were in a altercation earlier that evening. The 2. Oh, I know, Tabby. Isn't it crazy? All right, we'll get back to this video. They had to be honest. Every other time they lowball it. Then they highball because they have to. They have to be honest. And this is all true. This is stuff that we've gone into before. The house prior to the November 22 crime was referred to as 1122 King Road, even though LE states it as Queen, even though it was legally on 1122 Queen Road. And we even showed, we do need to show the previous zoning committee meeting, but that's one of the reasons why there's a lot of questions why it was labeled King when it was on Queen. We had watched it a long time ago, so I figured we'd play it again. So that was a few episodes back. If you didn't watch that, it is kind of boring, but it is interesting at the same time to sit back and listen to. One reason for this could have been because the address were registered in Idaho as a limited liability company, or LLC, co-owned by realtor DE and former 1122 resident SE. It's all true. When we did our looking into in the springtime, and shout out to Truth and Transparency as well for all her hard work for that as well. It was amazing. Lease agreements, dates of possession, clauses, provisions, signatures. That's the thing, though, when it came to when we did our looking into this. When we did our looking into this, that's when we saw that people would actually, people that would be on some of these leases didn't even live there. They sublease their lease. So they would pay a lease and then sublease it to somebody else because there was a constant rotation all the time. So there were some people that were doing that. So when it comes to a lease and agreements, who knows? Which person or persons physically collected rent each month? That is, I imagine it was done online. They just paid it online. Who physically managed the property, who had the legal right to enter or access. Appreciate you, Susan. If you look at the mailbox, it's on, isn't it not on Queen? Let me see here. Change of registered office. So on December 9th, less than a month after the crime, let's see, Team Idaho Real Estate as agent replaced by out of Boise. So let me see, directors, Givens, Pursley Corporate Services, Team Idaho Real Estate.
The community of Moscow and this home on King Road are forever tied to the murders that took place inside. And that's why, as the community focuses on healing, the university has decided to demolish it.
The owner and the university agreed, and then consulted, of course, with the families and agreed that demolition of the house would indeed happen and happen as quickly as possible.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Home that's now been seen by people across the
Ladder's still there. Ladder's still there.
country.
Ladder's still
Will soon be
there.
gone.
For myriad reasons that all move toward moving the university forward, moving our community forward, and most importantly, remembering and honoring the 4 students that died.
Interesting. Just days after the crime, Bill Thompson had no problem. Had no problem stating to the public that the house and undoubtedly one or more of the house's occupants were targeted by the perpetrator or slashers. The Moscow City Police said the same, except when it came to the house. Why? A person who is part of the community who felt that they had a reason to attack the house or at least one of the house's occupants. Why? I love Idaho4 revealed. Great work. And you know who that is. You know who that is. And see what I'm saying? This is what I was trying to explain to you. I was hitting that tower. I was hitting that tower before I even got into Moscow. See what I'm saying? You're driving down 270. Look, you're still in Washington when you're hitting the same tower that utilized 1122. So when I was telling you that I was looking at the, when I went into the T-Mobile store and I went to the T-Mobile guy and I said, hey, I want you to do me a favor because I want to know, I need to know where I'm going to have service and where I'm going to have spotty service, you know? And so I sat there, he zoomed it in. It looked like a weather radar map, but that was the different strengths of signal, okay? That tower right there is the tower when we first zoomed in and he was showing me. That's when I was like, that's the fucking tower that you hit before you even get into frickin' Moscow. So to say, look, Walmart's in there. There's all sorts of restaurants. There's all sorts right there. There's the crime scene where the red dot is. Right there. You hit the tower, you utilize the tower before you even freaking get into Moscow. So to say, he used the same tower? So what? I did too. Thank you, Skittles. I appreciate it. Hey, Evil CJ thought this. Aw, thank you. I appreciate you so much. You do such a hard work over there on her channel. Go ahead and drop your link too, please. No, there's more, but that's the one that they keep referring to. BK in the PCA utilizing the tower that 1122 utilizes. Like, you could be at John's continuous gutter. You could be hanging out in the parking lot of John's continuous gutter by Blaine and be hitting the tower that the house is at. No. Come on. Sorry, I gotta mute the music. Just
Department with the state police and the FBI have brought in probably more resources than I've ever seen in an investigation in 30 years here in Latah County to try to answer those questions.
30 years. Thank you, Skittles.
Let's get to the University of Idaho.
Permanently closed. Whoa, shit. Hold on. Should have turned right. They're really likely. Okay, because I left the same way. What's... Should have turned right. What is that road? No outlet. I'm trying to remember when I was driving around all the no outlets I saw. I didn't have snow, so what road is that? That was a couple blocks away, isn't it? That's a couple blocks away. Gosh, where's that? I know I could find it on my footage. I don't know what they mean. But I'm trying to, because there was a few no outlets. There was one by A&W on Steiner. What fucking road is that? I'll have to look at my footage. The no outlet sign is 1-2 Walenta. Let me look. Let me get this freaking memory refreshed here. Thank you. 1271. Yeah, right behind it. But let me see here. What was that road? Hold on one second. It's right near where the dude is walking on the sidewalk. See, I remember a no outlet being back over here. And then when I came over here, this is where I saw the ladder still at the property. Is it going to let me go more? No. That's where I saw the ladder at the property still, because this brush was gone. But I couldn't pull over because there's nowhere to pull over. So I couldn't get a good picture. And plus there's that corner, you know, right there. You don't know if a car's coming to jump. It's just like, it's just too dangerous. Turn around and you'll see it. Ah, right there. I went down that road. Why go down that road? I went down that road plenty of times. What's... Oh. Okay, so I didn't say he couldn't be helpful, but he's also an asshole sometimes too, and that's the problem. So maybe if he wasn't an asshole so much, maybe he would get more love. Just a thought. Because I used to be an asshole too, and then I started practicing peace, positivity, and progress, and I started being nice to even assholes. See how that works? Then it's about being better. So yeah, it went down this way, but yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I went up and down that road plenty. I was just curious why it said that. It didn't make sense to me. Yeah. Yeah. When there's a kid in class that constantly disrupts the class because they want to dish out negativity and conflict because of what's inside themselves, yeah, that is an asshole. And I'll say it. How many other people come in this show and have no issues, and I don't have any issues? You should try out, you should be about the peace, positivity, and progress too. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to keep making up new emails, No, that's not true, Jeff. You were starting.
Let's get to the University of Idaho.
Just like you always do. That's why you've been blocked so many damn times, even though you create new emails to make new YouTubes.
You know that several of the families are upset about the idea that 1122 King Road was going to be demolished, right? And they made those concerns very evident to the university. One of the lawyers now being retained by family members actually communicated with the university. How do we know that? Because now a source connected to the university has given us the response.
You're right. I said I didn't block you if you kept being cool, and you didn't keep being cool. So hello, duh. I mean, all you have to do is...
How the university responded to the family members through their lawyer, through their attorney. And what they wanted is not maybe necessarily what they're going to get. Not all the family members are on the same page, but the bulk of them, most of them are. They want preservation of...
And to be honest with you, dude, I gave you so many fucking chances out of any of the fucking people that I've had any issues with being respectful. I've gave you so many damn opportunities, dude. So many. And after the last disgusting stunt that you wanted to pull, no.
The evidence. They want the jury to be able to go on a go-see to this house if they so
desire.
Move
the fuck on, bro.
One of the family members saw
on.
what happened in the Murdoch case, followed the Murdoch case, saw the jury go-see, and then more importantly saw the conviction and thought, well,
especially when I gave you
bodes
another
well
opportunity.
down South Carolina might bode well here in Idaho. Now the university has officially responded. And you might remember that the university just on March 24th sent all the family members a very kind letter with condolences and respect, letting them know the plan for the house. And that was back in March, okay? The plan then was, we plan to bring the house down likely by the end of semester. Please let us know if there's anything still.
They want you to get used to the idea, so then when they do it here soon, you're already like, well, they already did say they were going to do it a few times and they never did,
Still inside the house you'd like us to get, barring any biohazards.
Right, Kelly?
We want to reunify you with your children.
How is it so hard for people to be cool and respectful? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to deal with a fucking kid in class that's constantly like causing disruption so we can't do what we're doing? You know what I mean? And to go around these other shows and act like you're all fucking peaceful when deep down you're a fucking asshole. I'm sorry. Everybody knows it. That's why they say it. I'm not the only one that says that shit.
Children's belongings. We're
God,
also
and
gonna
I wasn't
clear
the
many of those
first.
belongings out,
I
bring them
just
to a
know.
warehouse. You can come
And I don't
you
deal
can
with
pick them up. That's post the original clearing of the house.
You know what I'm saying,
Originally,
Crystal?
items brought out, put
You
into
know?
a U-Haul.
God
Those were
damn,
picked up
move
by
the
some
fuck
family
on,
members.
bro.
These are what's left in the house. Okay, that was the original letter. Now, this was the tone back then. It's my hope that the university's plan to remove the house helps in your healing. That's not how they felt. Many of the family members said no and sent an official request to the
You know what I'm
university
saying?
saying, please
It's
keep
like,
it
come on,
standing.
bro.
So tonight I
Duh.
want to read you the entire text of what the university responded with, how they sent out a communique to the lawyer representing some of the family members. Okay, it says, thank you for your email and
Yes,
request
oh.
for a meeting with myself and President Green.
That's why I'm saying this last opportunity, I actually said, dude, if you're cool for an extended period of time, I'll unblock you. And then you go and do the nastiest shit that you do out of all the other. It's like, dude, I done opened it up for you to be able to come back, and you slam that motherfucker shut with a fucking vengeance, dude. Never, bro. Never. Move the fuck on. It's never.
At this juncture, I intend to keep our communications
Move the
at
fuck
the level
on.
of correspondence between counsel. That means I won't meet with you. We're just going to speak lawyer to lawyer.
There's never.
I do want to inform you that I have determined to directly request
Oh, I won't be
from
winded up. It's just like,
prosecution
bro,
and defense counsel
fucking asshole.
a
Give it
formal
up.
indication whether they have any objection to demolition of the property as planned by the university. If there is any objection, I will ask that the issue be brought to the presiding judge for a determination whether the university should be.
Oh, and he'll keep. But here's the thing. He's so arrogant. He's going to let you know that it's him eventually. And then it's like, it always happens. That's why there's like 5 or 6 of them now. It's like, dude, there's so many other YouTube shows out there, bro. There really is, you know? There is. You're
Stayed
not
from demolition,
wanted. You're not
and
wanted.
if so, whether the house
Later.
should be placed back under
I
the
gave you your
jurisdiction
chance. Fuck it.
and protection of law enforcement. It's
Right,
signed
Caddy?
sincerely,
Like
KN, and that's Kent Nelson, who is the acting general counsel for the University of Idaho. So, I mean, that's pretty direct, right? No, we're sorry for your loss, our condolences. Now it's just, hey, you've requested apparently a meeting. The university saying we're not going to do a meeting with your counsel, or at least with any family members that we know of. We're just going to communicate this way. And the way the university sees it, their next move now is to go directly to the prosecutors and directly to the defense and ask them if they have problems with a demolition of the house.
The university. The university. Enrollment. The funding, that the university covers, all of that. Definitely. All right, give me 1 second. Let me see if there's anything breaking real quick. Yeah, let me see here. And I love the trolls that come in and help me out. You know what I mean? I really do. And then I also love the trolls that also expose themselves. So it's just sad. You shouldn't blame me for shit. I already have a screenshot of what you did, so I don't need to hear shit. Baby Zeke, another Idaho tragedy. What is this from Harsh? Hold on 1 second. Is this the video you guys said that just dropped that you wanted me to play? What the hell? Hold on. Baby Zeke. Here's Harsh Reality. Yes, that too, AG. That the property has a lot of freaking a lot of names that have resided, owned. Thank you, Miley. I appreciate that. There's a lot of names connected with that house for sure. Ooh, excuse me. There's a lot of names connected with that house for sure. Yeah, let's see this real quick. Baby Zeke? What is this? Another Idaho tragedy?
Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you are all well on this fantabulous day. You're looking fantabulous as well, by the way. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for being here as we go into video 3 of 3. I don't know what that was. Like,
what?
But 3 of 3. As we are having a celebration of Idaho Day. And by celebration, I say a look into what an absolute clusterfuck of a place this is. We've looked in the past, and now we're looking at present.
Thank you, Mark and Betty. Appreciate
that.
that.
As close to us as just this weekend gone by. And sadly, this young lad on the screen here is the young lad that is part of that fallout.
What?
So, father arrested after missing Idaho baby and pregnant wife are found dead.
What?
So that is the premise of it. And who are we talking about? This is little Zeke Best, by the way. Bless him. And he is, like I say, part of the fallout of this. An Idaho baby was found Saturday, one day after an Amber Alert was issued for him, according to police. The child was found near his father, who is now in custody in connection with the death of his pregnant wife, in a case that the woman's family says has left them in unimaginable pain. Police searched for nearly 30...
Wow. Well, if this is your first time watching it, definitely hit the link and go drop a like and a comment on this video. Wow. I've been seeing this dude's picture popping up on the breaking news. And it looks like Caddy dropped something too, appears in court.
There is father, who is now in custody in connection.
Do you guys, let me see how long it is real quick. Hold on. The court appearance is 42 minutes. I'm already cutting it. We'll save this for an episode on its own. I'll drop the link for you guys. This is his court appearance. Thank you, Caddy. Appreciate that. What starts in 30 minutes? Your voice is smooth as you always have. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that, Laura. It starts in 30. What starts in 30? He's got a... Does he have a live today? Oh, the video, it starts? Oh, I thought it already... No, it's a 42-minute video. He appeared. It streamed a day ago, it says. There's a new one? There's a new... Oh, there's one underneath that. No. That's the Harsh video. No, I just got the one Caddy. Jeremy Best appears in court to face charges, and then it's a 42-minute video. Is there another one?
With the death of his pregnant wife, in a case that the woman's family says has left him in unimaginable pain. Police searched for nearly 30 hours for 10-month-old Zeke Best, who was reported kidnapped after his mother, Kaylee Jean Randall, 38, was found dead inside her home in Victor, Idaho on Thursday, according to the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office. Jeremy Albert Best, Randall's husband and Zeke's father, was named by authorities as an armed and very dangerous suspect, both in his wife's death, which was ruled a homicide, and his toddler's kidnapping. At least they sort of said it was a homicide quick, unlike what we see in some other places. After an Amber Alert was issued for Zeke, his body was found on the side of the road on Saturday morning, police said. The child was found dead after a group of hunters called to report a man in a sleeping bag on the side of the road. The man was identified as Best. The caller stated that the man was naked and making odd statements, the sheriff's office said in a news release. Best, 48, was taken into custody Saturday on a warrant issued in connection with his wife's death, the sheriff's office said. Charges had not been announced by police as of Monday morning, and the investigation is ongoing. Best will remain incarcerated until arraignment before the court, police said in a statement. It was not immediately clear whether Best has an attorney. I seriously doubt at that stage he did. Brian Randall, Kaylee Randall's brother, said in a statement to East Idaho News that the family is devastated by multiple deaths in 3 days. Our Zeke is now at rest with his loving mama and unborn sibling, he said. The pain we feel is unimaginable, and we thank everyone for their support. You will never know how you have lifted our family up during this time. As this is an ongoing investigation, we ask for privacy as we take time to process and grieve. They go on here to basically talk about the Amber Alerts, and that generally when an Amber Alert is raised, that children are found. You know, they talk about in 2020, 10 children were located deceased among the 200 Amber Alerts issued that year. About 1,500 children have been safely recovered due to Amber Alerts as of September 30th. You know, it says in 2021, actually, 2 children were found dead among the 254. So they do seem to be becoming more effective. It's just very sad that there is one child that doesn't get found or is found deceased. We can think of 2 who we have been very close to in terms of listening and talking about their cases. Summer Wells, Michael Vaughan. We've seen Harmony Montgomery and Oakley Carlson. We've spoken on these cases, and no, they're all ongoing. Not so much Harmony Montgomery, that obviously came to a climax, but very, very sad. But this, you know, let's just come up there because we don't need to read all of that. This is basically a guy who seemingly suffered from paranoid schizophrenia. He has flipped his shit and killed his family. And the sad fact is this guy is yet again a person who has been failed by the entire system. This is someone who isn't dealt with right. They don't understand it. They don't know how to deal with it.
All right, sorry about that. It freaking dropped again. Like it's been a couple days. Hold on 1 second. We'll finish up this video. I was going to do a body cam deep dive tonight, but I'm not sure yet. I might do the rearrange and just do another show later tonight where we kind of dive into more of this stuff, the sports stuff, this stuff. And then maybe I'll do like the daytime body cam deep dive tomorrow or the next day, because I do want to do 1 or 2 of those at least in the daytime, if not more than that, just to kind of split it up half and half, just for the people that aren't able to show up at the nighttime show. So I'm not sure what exactly we're going to be getting into tonight, so I'm just going to put up a notification after the show about fresh notes, old notes. We might go into the body cam. I'm not sure though. But we'll finish this video. I don't know. I'm going to have to mess with this network some more because it's been like this for like a few days. Like crazy shit just drops. So I apologize.
We've been very close to in terms of listening and talking about their cases. Summer Wells, Michael Vaughan. We've seen Harmony Montgomery and Oakley Carlson. We've spoken on these cases, and they're all ongoing. Not so much Harmony Montgomery, that obviously came to a climax, but very, very sad. But this, let's just come up there because we don't need to read all of that. This is basically a guy who seemingly suffered from paranoid schizophrenia. He has flipped his shit and killed his family. And the sad fact is this guy is yet again a person who has been failed by the entire system. This is someone who has an illness that isn't dealt with right. They don't understand it. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't understand how things can be triggered, how leaving it can affect people in a catastrophic fashion. And how do I know? Some of you will be new to the channel. Some of you have just found the channel. Some of you have been here a while and you'll know how I know. My mother suffered from paranoid schizophrenia and she had a psychotic break while my brother and I were with her.
Wow.
And she descended into complete and utter chaos like that.
Wow.
And, throughout my mum's journey and me as her child, I'd been attacked by her, stabbed by her, and had to eventually leave the house at 16 years old. And these people can be the most loving people in the world, but at the drop of a hat, they can turn into vicious monsters. And then again, as quick as a flip switch, they're back to, they don't even know what they were doing. They didn't know what had happened. And when you tell them or try and discuss what happened,
they deny
they don't
it.
even know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that their psyche is just designed in a way that it just blocks everything out? They don't want to accept what happened. But this is here. Was it avoidable? Yes, it was avoidable. How was it avoidable? It was avoidable by having a government, having a system, having people who know how to handle mental health, know how to handle it better. They can get a fucking grasp on it. But until that happens, this is going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. And stuff like this, we don't see everything that happens. We don't see the people who are affected on both sides of the fence, both the sufferer and the family of the sufferer. We don't see it because it's hidden. There's so much stigma around it. And that stigma needs to be removed, and they need to start dealing with these things better. Now, some people will have different ways and means of dealing with it. And you know what? Not everything can be dealt with just by throwing pills at it or throwing people in a padded cell, for instance,
right?
Or electroshock treatment. There must be better ways.
Yeah.
The governments and scientists, science departments will spend so much money, so much time and effort into certain things, creating certain drugs for certain areas, and we know cosmetic surgery, for instance, and cosmetic enhancements, and stimulants for sexual performance, for instance. The research that goes into that is fucking mental.
Right.
But yet mental health and trying to get people better and avoid situations like this, just not interested. Not interested.
It's an epidemic. It's been an epidemic for a long time. It's sad. When you're watching, like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I was watching the interrogation videos of the person that went into that theater in Colorado, right? Went into the theater in Colorado, committed that crime, and then while you're sitting there listening to him in this interrogation video, they were talking to him about the events and how it took place, and that dude reached out and called, and he's like, you called? What did you call for? I just was reaching out to see if maybe, this was after he got into the theater, after he got his ticket, after he went down, got his seat, then went out through the exit, got geared up, got everything ready. Everything was ready, and then called and reached out to see if he was making a mistake, even though but he called to reach out, and nobody answered the phone. And when nobody answered the phone, he said he called, the phone picked up, and it sat there, and the call lasted like 13 seconds or something. And he said, and when it hung up, I just put my earphones in and I went. It's fucking sad. And unfortunately, if the government would consider it an epidemic, then there would be so many more resources available. But when those places depend on the resources from the government to have those things available, what do you think's one of the first things that gets cut when it comes to the country needing to send money somewhere else, or the country can't afford something? They hit welfare and they hit mental health services. That's where they grab from first. It's sad. Please hit the like. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out today. I appreciate it. Sorry for dropping out there. Fingers crossed it don't happen tonight. And fingers crossed I get this setup completely done for tonight. So I'm going to put out a notification. I apologize if it does get bumped back, because I'm really going to be working my ass off to get this whole office completely done before tonight's show. So thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate you so much. We'll see you tonight. And please don't be a pothole. There's enough of those out there. So stupid. People need to move the fuck on. See you later. Fucking assholes, man. You know what I'm saying? Dealt with a fire, dealt with all this other bullshit. The last thing we need is some dumbass coming in here causing trouble. I love you guys.